crafty babes. Andrea here. I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook today. This is my personal traveler's notebook, so all kinds of good stuff about me, the things I like, and I get to have lots of freedom and use lots of girly colors if I choose. Today though, I am doing a spread about the new knobs that I picked up for my piano, and her name is Peggy. All of my things, all my vintage things have names. So she's Peggy, and she had some very cute plastic crystal knobs that were really elegant looking. But my friend and I went to Hobby Lobby, and we stood in the knob aisle for about 15 minutes. My friend is Susanna, just in case you didn't know. Nudoso is her online name, and you should follow her. She's on the Felicity Jane design team too. She's pretty rad. But we stood in the knob aisle for quite some time, and I found these gorgeous red and white gingham knobs, and I knew that they were going to be perfect for her. So I gave her a cute little makeover, and she's got these beautiful red and white gingham knobs. So I am using Felicity Jane products from the Summer Kit and from the Kate Kit. So I am using the red and white grid paper, along with one of the solids, the darker blue. I also decided that I wanted to rip the edge off of that red grid paper just because I thought it added some contrast with the white being underneath it. And I also wanted to try to use a piece of the vellum from the Kate Kit. And I remembered that Susanna had done a page with a vellum, and that's kind of what I was wanting to go try on this page. So I'm just messing around trying to figure out where the photos look best and which side I want to put them on. So I'm getting really close here to figuring out a solid plan. And I'm also using this little gift bag that I found at a stamp shop in Seattle. And it's really cute with red polka dots, so I figured it would be a great addition to put a little journaling inside there. So what I decided to do was do the two sides, but then also do the vellum piece that could go in the middle. And I'm actually putting some alpha stickers on that says Dear Peggy, because I'm going to write a little note to her basically as my journaling. And I just thought it'd be a fun little whimsy way to address this. And so the vellum piece is going to just basically sit on top of the blue side, and that way it can be flipped from side to side. So I'm adding some contrast, and I really like how it looks with the bag showing through there. And so now we're going to get into decorating the blue side. And if you've seen my traveler's notebook process videos before, you know that I like to work outside of my traveler's notebook. I don't like the pages flopping around, and so flat surface for me, so awesome. So I decided that I needed to kind of weigh down the bag. It felt like it was kind of floating around by itself, and so I decided to just do a little outline, because I actually end up doing that on the photos as well, because I knew I didn't want to use a matting because the red grid was already a little bit too busy. So here I am. What am I doing here? Oh, I used the Kate stamp and stamped currently at the top, and then I'm using some of the little epoxy hearts to just make it so that you know that there's something in there, so that you can pull on it and read. And then I'm using the heart cluster to kind of pull some of the black and contrast down, and then also to just kind of ground the layout. I don't know, what's the word? I'm just providing some balance. So here I'm going to begin working on the other side of the layout, and I'm looking at the word strips, trying to figure out if there's anything that jumps out at me. And at this point, something does, but I've got to get these photos down first. So I'm going to stack them on top of each other and then do a little tilt on each of them. And then I used the word strip that says, "Love this view," because I really loved just looking at my piano and all of my little alpha letters, and it made me happy. So I'm also using an outline to kind of border the photos as well. And then I used the after sticker to just put on the other photo because it was kind of an after photo. And that is almost all that I do. You'll see at the end, I actually add a little something at the bottom on that red page. Oh, you know what? I'm actually doing that now. I'm using the small little numbers from the Kate stamp. It's actually supposed to be a date stamp, so it even comes with the slash. So I'm putting the date and I'm stamping it on a small strip of white cardstock because I feel like it would stick out a lot on the red grid paper, and that's where I'm going to put it, down there toward the little area that's ripped off. So I'm going to stamp the date, and then you'll see that I let that cardstock kind of hang over the edge, which is something I really like to do. And of course I have to clean them and put them away. Take care of your stamps. They're important. So there's the stamped date, and then I think I put something else down there later. I think I put another heart down there. Or no, actually I use a die cut. I guess you'll see it when we get there. So now I flipped the page over and I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything else that I want to put on the gift bag. And I want to basically make another title basically. So I've got this kind of rectangle shape, and I don't know where it came from, but I stamped it there, and I'm figuring out how I can space my letters out because I'm saying upgrade, and I'm gonna then write the word hardware right above it. So it's gonna say hardware upgrade. And it's really not that creative of a title, but sometimes I just don't have the right words. And you can't always have a perfect title, but that's about as good as we're gonna get. So then I write the word, and then I'm actually going to use that little die cut check mark from the Kate kit as well and put that over there. So basically we're saying, check, you got a hardware upgrade, sorry. So I'm now securing my pages into my traveler's notebook because I'm pretty much done. So I'm going to add a couple of finishing touches. I did not do the journaling while I was recording, so that's just not something that you're going to see. But I'm now taking some of the grid washi tape from, I believe it was the summer kit too. Yep. And I'm just adhering it to the right side actually, because I didn't want the grid paper and the grid washi to interfere. I felt like it would kind of look weird. Oh, and then I also decided to use the heart tag and punch a tab out of it, and then I'm also going to use my scallop border punch and punch the border of this vellum so that it kind of adds a little bit to the vintage theme of the photos, and also just adds a little like it almost kind of says, hey, grab me, I'm different, so that's what the tab is kind of for there as well. So I add the check mark, and then I add the today die cut underneath the date, and that is it. So please join me over at the Felicity Jane blog today, and you'll see some more detailed photos of this layout, and I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.